What is up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be full of food. So if you're someone like me that is a foodie, you are going to love this video. I am going to show you my grocery haul. I'm also going to show you some of my favorite recipes, including my homemade pizza. Even the base is homemade. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I'm going to make sure that I make it again this weekend. I hope you enjoy the recipes in this video. Hopefully it gives you some meal inspiration, keeping in mind that I am on a build right now, so the meals that I'm eating are higher in calories, but that's not to say that, you know, you could half the recipe, you could meal prep the recipes, you could share it with a friend or a partner, you could even, you know, make it for dinner one night, then have the other half, for example, the pizza, for lunch the next day. So there's lots of different options to make foods fit into your calories, and I promise you that you can eat the foods that you love and get results. It really just comes down to understanding what you're putting into your body and understanding portion control. This video originally was going to be a full day of eating, but to be honest, the day didn't go to plan. I wasn't feeling 100%. It was my rest day. I started the day off with piano, and then I needed to really kind of just focus on having some me time, and I think that that needs to be spoken about. So I wanted to use the time to clean up my office. I am absolutely embarrassed by how messy it was. Every time Ross would come into my office, I just felt so embarrassed at how crazy I'd let it get. So I cleaned up my office. It feels so good to see what the floor looks like again, just to kind of, I guess, set myself up for a more productive work environment. Other things I wanted to cover in this video include a few questions that came through my Instagram, so I'll make sure I put that in somewhere. I hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, if you do, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Let's get into it. As always, Ross is having his usual for lunch, but I am putting in some chicken breast just to pre-cook a little bit before making a delicious pizza. I like recipes with minimal ingredients. So for this pizza, all you need is some yogurt, some pizza sauce. I like the garlic, herb, and onion one, self-raising flour, some tinned or fresh pineapple, and then mozzarella or Edam cheese. I like to just grate my own. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees fan bake. For the base, it's really simple. I like to use a 1-to-1 ratio, 100 grams of flour and 100 grams of yogurt. Add in seasoning of your choice. I like to use a garlic and herb seasoning, and then mix it all around until a dough ball forms. It takes some time to get it to this point, but once it's in a ball, I'll roll it around and then flatten it out on some baking paper. In order to stop the dough from sticking to your hand or a rolling pin, just make sure that you wet it slightly. Once I finished preparing the base, my air fried chicken was done. I only put it in for about 12 minutes because I am going to be cooking it in the oven on the pizza. So you can see it's really juicy, and usually I would actually cook it for 20 minutes if I was eating it like this. Place the base in the oven for about 5 minutes while you prepare the rest of the ingredients. I strained out the pineapple, and then of course I drank the pineapple juice, delicious, sliced up my pineapple pieces, and then grated some cheese. This is the pizza sauce we usually use, so what I'll do is I'll tear the scale and then weigh it out that way so I can track exactly how many calories is in my pizza. I like to use a tablespoon to spread out the pizza sauce. It is so much more effective than using a knife. Next up, top the pizza base with your chopped up pineapple, chicken, and of course some cheese. Once done, you can put it in the oven for about 20 minutes or until it looks nice and crisp. I like to use the pizza bake setting on our oven. If your oven doesn't have this, you can easily use fan bake or fan forced. Honestly, how good does this look? Transfer it onto a chopping board and then slice it up with a knife. I like to cut mine into little triangle pieces as if I am getting a pizza from the takeaway shop. This recipe is so delicious, and I've even made it for Ross a couple of times, and it definitely got the tick of approval. Let me know how you go. Honestly, how cute is this jumper? So it's a knitted material. I thought it would be warm for winter, but it's actually, you know, quite thin. I'm also wearing some Lorna Jane pants that I got last month, and I'm gonna wear them to the supermarket right now. Just got back from the supermarket. I'll show you what I got. 2 packs of 12 eggs, 4 kilos of potatoes, some rices and cornflakes for my pre-workout, 15 apples. I like to stew them up. I'll show you how I do that. Some light coconut cream, pineapple for my pizza, garlic and herb seasoning, my favorite, a couple of cans of tomatoes for pasta, as well as satay for meal prep, sweet and salty popcorn, as well as salt and vinegar crisps for Ross and I to have as snacks. I got Ross a range of chocolate bars, but then I also got myself some Chobani flips on sale. It was 2 for $5, I think. Usually Ross has this Vita Fresh, but I thought I would try the brand new tropical one. I do quite like passion fruit and pineapple, so hopefully this is nice. Let me know if you've tried it. And then in the dairy section, we've got some Edam cheese. A block, a kilo is much cheaper than buying it pre-grated, and it's less ingredients. Then I've also got some straight up yogurt, some milk for Ross, and then of course my almond milk. So I've got one unsweetened, that was the only one left, and then I got 3 originals because the calories weren't that different, but also it was 2 for $5, so really good deal on that. And that's our grocery haul. Keeping in mind that we usually do our chicken and our frozen veg shop in bulk, so I'm gonna do that next week on Tuesday. I can't wait to try this. This is pretty much dessert. I remember when I first found Chobani in Australia and I absolutely loved it, and now it's come to New Zealand. The problem is it's $4 for one of these tubs, so obviously that's not feasible. It makes no sense whatsoever. You may as well buy plain yogurt and then flavor it yourself with sweeteners and like literally just Oreos. But anyway, it was on sale I think for $2, 2 for $5, so $2.50 each, and let's see how it tastes. Okay, so it's definitely delicious, but would I spend $5 on this? No, I would not. Would I spend $2 to $2.50 on it? Yeah, on occasion as a sweet treat, but otherwise, to be honest, I just do my own yogurt and then top it with whatever I want or put protein powder in it. How cute is this dinosaur pasta? I just had to buy it. It wasn't very expensive, neither was the canned tomatoes. Pan fry up some chicken, top it with the canned tomatoes, cook your pasta as you would usually, and then serve it up. This meal can easily be done in under 10 minutes. Next up, we have 2 ingredient cookies. All you need is a Mack cookie mix. We are loving the triple chocolate ones, some unsweetened almond milk, stir it all around, and then make them into some little balls before placing them in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. These ones turned out delicious and only lasted a day. Time for my current favorite dinner right now. All you need is some rice vermicelli noodles, some light coconut cream. I've actually got some left over from the other night, Thai green curry paste, and some fresh or frozen vegetables along with chopped up protein of your choice. I'm using chicken tonight. Place your coconut cream into a pan and lightly simmer whilst also preparing your noodles. So let the hot water cool down and then place your noodles in it to cook. Once the coconut cream is bubbling, add in your Thai green curry paste and then mix it all around. Once it's fully mixed, you can add in your chicken and then let it simmer until it is cooked before adding in your vegetables. The noodles only take about 10 to 15 minutes in warm water, so once the curry is cooked through, you can top the noodles with your curry. Serve it up and enjoy. Yum. I interrupted this video to bring you my Q&A. No. Okay, so I actually filmed some questions that came through my Instagram story a few weeks ago, but the current vlog it was meant to go into was just getting far too long, and some of you voted on Instagram that you only want my YouTube videos to be between 10 to 20 minutes. Let's put in some of the questions now. Even if we have a high % of body fat, should we be focused on hypertrophy? So this is an interesting question. A lot of people that start their fitness journey will say things like, oh, I really want to lose fat and build muscle and look more toned. Toned, simply put, is honestly just building muscle and then shredding away the fat that is covering the muscle. That gives you the toned, fit kind of look that you'll often see, you know, on social media. When it comes to someone that comes to me and they say like, look, I'd like to create more shape, I'd like to build some muscle, it really depends on the individual as to what approach we're going to take. For someone that is known as skinny fat, that is, you know, really just, they are just skinny, they've got a lot of fat on them and no muscle definition, I would focus on weight training, and then depending on their dieting history and where they're at, we would then look at whether we would go into a calorie deficit, a maintenance calorie program, or a calorie surplus to build and grow. It really depends on the individual, which is why I suggest it's so important to get personalized training and nutrition based on your goals. So if you sign up at fitwithanjuli.com, I send you an email about your goals, I'll get some photos from you, and then I create a plan to maximize results. In general, it's really hard for me to advise what someone should do through YouTube or through an Instagram message, which is why I suggest signing up, or even if you go to fitwithanjuli.com, a chat box will pop up. Send me a message with your questions and I'll assess if working with me is going to be the best option for you. When it comes to workouts, you can do home or gym workouts. You can choose how many meals you want to eat. throughout the day. You can choose vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, or general meal plans. And then of course, if you want to eat foods that you actually enjoy, you can track your own macros and not follow the meal plan, but have those check-ins with me and just use the calories and macros I give you. If you are someone that is looking to achieve your fitness goals and you need help, please head along to fitwithanjuli.com and I can help you out starting today. What equipment do you recommend to purchase first for home gyms? If you've seen our home gym, you'll know that we went all out with it. This was something we have wanted for a very long time. I understand people have limited space, so if you're someone that is in an apartment or you have a smaller space for your gym, I would look at getting adjustable dumbbells. You can just kind of flick a switch to choose how much weight you want on each dumbbell. That would be a really good option, or a 1 to 10 kilo rack, which doesn't take up much room either. And then some more dumbbells would be really good. Or if you want heavier weights, or you could go for a squat rack with a barbell and bumpers plus the 1 to 10 kilo dumbbell rack or adjustable dumbbells. Why do I say this? Well, a squat rack can be used for, obviously you'll need a bench as well. That would be quite handy for shoulder press, bent over rows, bench press and things like that. So a squat rack with bumpers, you can not only use the squat rack for squats, you could use it for barbell shoulder press, bench press. You can also use the barbell and the bumper plates for deadlifts, sumo deadlifts, hip thrusts. With the bench I said that you need to get, you could use the dumbbells for all your upper body, which is why I suggest a 1 to 10 kilo range, because you can still get great workouts with that. Those are kind of the things I would look at getting. And with that, to be honest, you could do a really good workout. Along with that, you might choose to get some booty bands. I have booty bands. I'll put them in the link in description, as well as ankle weights, which you can easily get from somewhere like Kmart or Walmart. Last question, personal, so feel free not to answer. Are you on birth control and how has it affected you? To be honest, I'm quite an open book. When I do these question boxes on Instagram, I really like getting interesting questions, so I'm going to keep it open with you. I came off birth control in December 2018. I'd already competed twice, so I did 2018 show where I came second. In my second ever show, I personally think I looked absolutely amazing. I loved my shape. The pill did not affect me when it came to shredding down. I found it fine for both competitions. The main reason why I came off it was because I had seen a lot of negative long-term effects, and I just don't feel like there's enough research about birth control that would make me feel comfortable to stay on it for a long time. Keeping in mind that everyone is individual and I am not advising anything. It is up to you to speak to your doctor and to decide what is best for you. But I personally found I had no issues going on it or coming off. I got my cycle straight after and I managed to keep it now as well, continuing. Aside from like times where I lost it due to competing, but I've competed now twice and still managed to keep it. And I just think that is in my best interest for my overall well-being and long-term goals of, you know, one day hopefully having a mini me or a mini Ross. Yeah, that's kind of all I'm going to say on that, but it's up to you to choose what's best for you. On to the next recipe, apple stew. Very simple. All you need to do is add some water and cinnamon to a large pot and then cook the apple with a lid on until they are nice and soft. I like to prep this in bulk and then just leave a glass container in the fridge for us to help ourselves across the week. You could, of course, meal prep it into Tupperware. On to my favorite dessert right now, custard. It's vegan, macro-friendly, and so easy to make. It's really important that you make sure you dissolve the custard powder before adding in more milk. Use a very low heat, and as it starts to thicken, take it off the stove and vigorously stir it before you serve it. So this is how you get a really creamy, smooth custard. It pairs really nicely with the stewed apple recipe I just shared, or defrosted berries, but sometimes I'll just top it with some cinnamon and even some 0-calorie brown sugar. I honestly hope that you learned something from this video, that you are inspired to eat foods that you love on your fitness journey. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Drop any questions you have below. I love hearing from you. I'm always open to new video suggestions. And of course, if you need any help on your fitness journey, head along to fitwithanjuli.com. Sign up today. I'll send you an email about your goals and we can get started slaying them. Catch you on the next video.